was ugly,
A
but
lot
they
of
won.
turnovers, but they won.
24 turnovers.
The other team gives away scholarships too.
Was tonight one of, if not the most complete performance you guys have had up to this point, especially considering who was on the other side?
It was a good game. You know, the pitchers really attacked, really good conviction. Great performance by Luke. Great performance by Griffin. Thought the concentration level on defense was high. Obviously, the first 4 innings of the game were eliminated defensively because we struck everybody out. But really good high-level defense at the end of the game. You know, outstanding pitcher fielding by Griffin. So really like the defensive effort tonight, and it's important. I mean, they are a dangerous lineup, so you don't want to give any free bases. You know, offensively, I like those games where we score some runs against good pitching, where it's not just a home run. And so you got free bases mixed in there. You got really good 2-out hitting, Pearson, Fry, Bingham. And then I thought that inning was a big deal where, you know, you get the bases loaded walk by Michael. Really good discipline, not to swing at the 3-1 and hit and double play, even though it was a strike, and then take the walk. And then Paxton, you know, big at bat there with the sacrifice fly. I think a lot of guys played winning baseball tonight would be the way I would answer that question.
Fry really looked like he put together 4 really good at-bats, and just him taking advantage of the opportunity now that he's, I guess, is he a little healthier?
He's healthier, you know. We're trying to get him back at full capacity. I want to play him. Like, he was on the verge of playing a lot until he slid and, you know, whatever, subluxed his shoulder. So I've told you guys, you know, for a better part of a long time, I really believe in him. We have a good team. So, I mean, just the attitude piece, the work piece, and the talent is pretty good. And so I want to get him out there. And I'm excited to continue to get him out there.
What do you like about him when against lefties in particular? You know, lefty on the mound obviously today.
You know, in preseason practice, we have obviously 10 of them. So I like that he got a lot of looks against a lot of high-level guys, and you could start to see what he was putting together, you know, whether that be, you know, off of Griffin Herring or, you know, Ackenhausen or Jake Brown or any, you know, of those 10 guys. And he's a good hitter, period. But, you know, I like the at-bats he's putting together. And obviously we could have pinch hit him in the last one, and there's no way. He's seeing the ball good, and he's under control of himself, you know. So really like what Ethan's doing.
Since we're sticking with Ethan, when he hit that ball that was nearly a homer out there, did Hayden just slightly misread
Well,
the ball?
the play is to go back and tag with no outs until you know. I don't know if he didn't see it. I mean, I thought it was clearly a no catch. He's not the best pitcher on the team. Like, I mean, like, you know, but he took a couple good at bats tonight, and you know, it's he originally did the right thing. I think he could have moved off of it. Was going to be a no catch earlier. I don't know why he didn't.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of that, it was a 2-1 count at that point, and I think he squared up the bunt on, I think, the first few pitches. Is that kind of what you drew up? You wanted them to give him something good to hit?
Well, we had a walk. We had a hit by pitch with Pearson. It was he wasn't commanding the ball. I felt like, you know, we needed to see if he was even going to be able to get back in the zone.
So you like having guys sort of squaring around and sort of freaking him out a little bit with the
No, it's not to freak him out. It's just like sometimes, like, okay, the guy's pitched himself into trouble. How can you let him off the hook? Is try to be over aggressive and maybe swing at a pitch that he wants you to hit on the ground. It's a double play ball. Now all that momentum you've built is gone. So sometimes it's just saving the hitter from themselves a little bit. You know, so that would be how I would answer that.
Luke really seemed to do his thing for 6 innings.
He did.
The 3 innings from Griffin really kind of helped
Big.
save you guys for
Huge.
the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, I have so much faith in him. And this is like a developmental thing, even though we're trying to win every game that we play. He obviously had huge success in the regional and the College World Series last year. Pitched at the end of games on Friday, very similarly. to what he did last night, after skiing. So I thought the stadium was beautiful tonight. I mean, I'm thankful that they all showed up. I just knew he would be able to handle himself in that environment. And he's just improving because, there was a couple where maybe the count was about to get away with him, or it got to 3-2 and he made the pitch. Just that type of composure is what I was counting on tonight.
Seemed like his slider was really,
It's good
really
tonight.
early on tonight.
Yeah, it was good tonight.
What makes that pitch so good for him, I guess?
He's confident. He's just confident, and it's just, confidence is so key because it gets you through the setbacks. And, maybe at a outing in Houston that wasn't maybe his best, but you knew he was going to bounce back. And he has confidence in that pitch. He throws it with conviction. And I think I've told this story before, like in Omaha last year against Wake. He's like, hey, man, go tell coach, 3 sliders in a row, and this guy will be out. And 1, 2, 3, and he was out. I was like, oh, good. I mean, after he's a major league pitcher, he might have a future as a pitching coach someday.
With Luke Holman, what do you think was the biggest difference between his last start and this one?
I think this is what the story is, accountability. And what I mean by that is he's been unbelievable, video game unbelievable. I mean, I think. And so the bar is so high for everybody around, but it's high for him too. And so last Saturday, I talked to him. He was getting some treatment at Mississippi State. And before I could say anything, all he just said is, I'll be better next week. And when you have a guy with talent that has the skill that he does, that is convicted like that, I was just like, this one's going to be good. And boy, did he execute. I mean, they were not on him at all.
Yeah, and he was throwing a lot of high fastballs, a lot of sliders, and high fastballs. That was obviously something that Ty Floyd did extremely well against Florida in that game 1. Was that just something that you guys needed to land tonight? I just think he's an excellent pitcher. He throws the ball where he wants to all the time. And, he actually sprayed the ball a little bit. I mean, it was amazing. He got through 6 innings with the amount of strikeouts he was piling up and then walking a few guys. That just tells you how good he is. And so again, my answer to that is he throws the ball where he wants to, when he wants to. And maybe that was the difference tonight, where maybe we had bigger misses last week, so they were able to get some swings off. He put it where he wanted to tonight.
Do you think that was kind of messing with the batter's eyes? Just,
Well, I mean, he's got great deception, and he's got great pitchability. I've said this before, he's really hard to plan against. He's really, really hard to plan against because he does so many things well. I mean, he is a classic pitcher. He throws harder than Greg Maddux, but there you go.
How do you guys game plan against a hitter like Jack, and how have you seen
Carlos, how you doing, man?
How you doing,
Good to
guys?
see you.
How have you seen him progress as a hitter over the years?
I can't speak for over the years other than I know he hit over 30 homers last year. I know even in Charles Schwab, that was big last year. I mean, he's in scoring position when he steps in the box. It's just, and he's hot right now. If you go back and look at the last 5 games, that's what a top pick in the draft looks like. That's a massive, difference making power, impact. You got to be good. And luckily at the end of the game, we were good tonight in terms of how we executed.
But you didn't mind necessarily, walking him and then hitting him in that first at bat and then walking him a little bit later because, again, he's only at first base. He's not touching home yet.
Yeah, I'm glad the Phillies will be getting him out next year, and not the LSU Tigers. So.
You talked to Paxton Quinn, kind of pulled him aside before that at bat where he got the sac fly. I was in that situation. Everyone wants to see the home run, but how big is that for him to really drive the ball with some authority?
Yeah, great at bats. He did not have 2 good ones at the beginning, but those were huge. I think, with runners in scoring position, the most important thing is just to slow down. And I mean, he's still a young player. That's a big time environment tonight. Outside of Omaha, that's as good as it gets. There's nothing better than that. It was mainly just to slow down, and I just really wanted him simplified in what he was doing and what he was looking for, and he did it. And he's really strong, and the ball wasn't really going to left field tonight. If it was a normal night, that's at UI's field.
It was a really good swing by him.
At the plate, it seemed like you guys were pretty patient, but as we got to the fourth inning, it seemed like you guys were swinging earlier. What was the plan coming in, especially against a guy like Kate Fisher?
He's really good. I mean, he throws the ball at the bottom rail really well, and he's away from the hitter's eyes a lot. I thought we did a great job in the first inning of setting the table, and then, Josh, that's what Josh does. He takes professional at bats and shoots the ball the other way. Ethan got a mistake, hit it hard and low. Like I said, I mean, you could have hit it 4 times and it wasn't going out to left field early in the game. So I thought that was great. And then I think we got a little unlucky. It was like the 3rd inning. And I mean, Jared and Hayden, like, you want those guys to swing. Like, there's a lot of players, like, they have more value when they don't swing. Like, as crazy as that sounds, those guys, we do want them to swing the bat. And they smashed 2 balls right to the right fielder and then 1 to the center fielder up against the wall. And you got to kind of live with that. I didn't think we threw a lot away. I don't think we threw a lot away. He's a good pitcher, and he's hard to square up. And, like I said, it was going to be hard to get into power tonight to the left field.
Do you think that home run, I'm blanking on who hit it now, the one hit that Holman gave up, do you think that was helped out by the wind?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was two different ballparks tonight.
I know we talked about this on Thursday, but it seems like every time we bring up Tommy White's defensive ability, he makes a more outrageous play the next day.
Yeah, it's big time.
How do you think he's become such a strong point for this defense?
He's worked his tail off. It's been a massive. It's like a 2-year effort, and I mean, we put in so much work last year on the field stuff, and then I mean the injury. He did a really good job with his body. Like, he can really move laterally, and he's doing a great job of picking the right hop, and he catches every ball at the lowest point or the highest point. You never see him getting caught in the middle, and he's excellent, excellent at that. And then the arm is healthy. You know what I mean? It was an invasive surgery. Like, it took some time, and we did it right. We did not rush it, and it's great. And I've always thought he had a pretty good arm, and it's been outstanding.
Who on the staff has worked with him pretty closely when it comes to some of these defensive improvements?
I think the positioning part of it, anticipating part of it, that's all of us. You know what I mean? And all the credit goes to him. Like, all the credit goes to him with the amount of time that he's put in. I would credit, Coach McMillan with keeping his body in shape. Like I said, I was joking, but Alex Milazzo getting good food on the grill, from, surgery time until the season started. It's all Tommy.
Is Alex a really good cook? Is that
I don't
a
know.
thing? Or?
You guys can, yeah. I don't make a habit of going over to their apartments and hanging out. They can come over to my house, but not the other way around. So.
Thank you, Coach.
Cool.
All right, thanks, Coach.